comment response about the Iraq and Iran war. This guy said Saddam totally destroyed the Iranian military, which means Iran don't stand a chance against the U.S. in an actual real war. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. That was a long time ago. But the bigger point is that Saddam was supported by the U.S., France, Britain, Soviet Union. Iran received very little support from countries like North Korea. Significant support from Israel, but again, that doesn't even compare to anything, even what the Soviet Union was supporting with. And Syria, and there might be a couple other small countries. Oh yeah, also Iraq was supported by most of the Arabs. They contributed over tens of billions of dollars worth of equipment. And U.S. supported, did things like logistics too for Iraq, but not Iran. So let's see what I said somewhere around here. My response was, I mean, everything this guy says is dumb, but this is just a good opportunity to tell people about things. So I said Iraq was supported by USA and allies and still unable to hold Iranian territory. By the time USA invaded Iraq later, Iraq was depleted from the war. Then he says, LOL, what a mess. So USA and Soviet Union supported Iraq, question mark. So just look at this response right here. And then he's just laughing at the comment that I just made, which is really common knowledge. Then I explained to him that it's kind of common documented knowledge here. And I told him to look it up online. Now, this is an important thing. Before you start forming opinions, this guy obviously forms opinions, knee-jerk reaction opinions. He doesn't know anything about the information he talks about. So all you got to do is look it up. This isn't the 1900s anymore. You don't have to go to the library and study 2 or 3 weeks on a subject to learn anything about it. You just go online and type things, and it provides you with all the information in less than a minute or a few minutes. So then I explained that to him, and he's like, yes, all of a sudden his demeanor just totally changes, which you can tell he's just a totally fake person. So then he just goes to another knee-jerk reaction here, but that means the Cold War was fake because the USA and the Soviet Union both supported Iraq. No, that's not what that means. That just means that they both had an interest, coincidentally, at that specific time in that specific location on the planet. It was very complicated. The U.S. foreign policy did align with the Soviet Union. By coincidence, they both had their different reasonings. But USA also had a lot of other things going on, like they also sold weapons to Iran. Again, USA supported Iraq way more than Iran. So then he said Iran received weapons from fake Israel, while Iran was yelling its usual thing. Okay, again, Israel support does not equate Soviet Union support. Okay, Soviet Union supported them much more. It doesn't equate French support. It doesn't equate Arab support. It doesn't equate U.S. support, etc. Iraq had way more support than Iran in the war. It wasn't even close. Also, the U.S. was providing them satellite data and logistical support and helping them on the propaganda front, setting up Iraq with chemical weapons and covering for them. So really, not only are you making a fool of yourself with these kind of comments, but really, like I say, just go before you form an opinion. Try to go online and research something before you start talking, because not only are you hurting yourself and making yourself look like a fool, but you're also disrupting the conversation where we could be talking about more advanced things, and you can't even get basic facts straight. So if you would just research things and then sleep on it a while, take that information in, let it soak in, and think about things for a while, learn about the areas that you're talking about, get some background history. Just don't have a knee-jerk reaction, because fundamentally your logic is completely flawed. Everything that you've said pretty much in this, besides just basic obvious facts, is completely off. Your worldview is completely wrong. So it's going to take a while for you to correct that, even if you want to. You don't seem like the type of person, but other people can learn from this. Again, folks, just before you form an opinion on an important subject, research it, because all information on the planet is at your fingertips nowadays.